All right, let's jump right in. We're talking about one of the biggest game changers in business today, artificial intelligence. And this isn't some high-level theory. This is your practical guide as a business leader in Nepal to stop just hearing about AI and actually start using it to get ahead. Let's do this.
And you know what? We're going to start with a pretty hard truth. In this new world of AI, just standing still, that's the single biggest risk you can take. The world is moving at an incredible speed, and the one thing you absolutely cannot afford to do is nothing. This isn't about scaring you. It's about lighting a fire. It's about urgency, and more importantly, opportunity.
You know, the best way to think about all this is like a new gold rush. Seriously, AI is this massive, untapped source of wealth and a huge competitive advantage. But just like any gold rush, you can't just wander in with your bare hands and expect to get rich. Nope. You need the right tools, the right strategy, and of course, the right mindset to actually strike gold.
So how do you find that gold? Well, it all starts with learning to speak the language of AI. And the good news? It's nowhere near as complicated as you might think. It really just comes down to giving clear, specific instructions, what we call prompts. And believe it or not, there's a simple formula to get exactly what you need every single time.
And here it is. This is the formula. It's just 5 simple parts. First, give the AI a role. Tell it to be an expert marketer or a seasoned CFO. Then state your objective. What's the end goal? Define the specific task you need it to do. Specify the format you want the answer in. And maybe most importantly, give it context. Get these 5 things right, and I promise you, the quality of what you get back will absolutely skyrocket.
Okay, so now let's use that formula to build something, well, something incredibly powerful. I'm talking about your very own virtual board of directors. It's a kind of AI-powered thinking partner that you can literally create today to help you solve your biggest, hairiest business challenges.
So what is this thing exactly? Think of it like this. You have a boardroom full of the world's smartest minds, on call, ready to help you 24/7. That gives you expert-level thinking, it challenges you with all these different viewpoints, and it gives you practical, actionable advice. This isn't just some cool theory. It's a real tool for making better decisions way faster.
And the process is basically a structured conversation. You kick things off by explaining your challenge in a ton of detail. Then the AI brings in these diverse perspectives. I mean, imagine getting feedback from someone like Steve Jobs on your product or Warren Buffett on your financials. It helps you brainstorm, and then, at the end, it delivers a clear recommendation. It's a framework for thinking smarter, plain and simple.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This is a real quote from a CEO who actually built and used this exact tool. They called it hugely valuable for getting different points of view fast. This just goes to show you the real-world impact you can have by plugging a simple AI tool right into your decision-making process.
But, and this is a big but, here's the reality check. You can have the best, most advanced AI tool in the entire world, and it will be completely useless if your company culture isn't ready for it. The technology? That's actually the easy part. The real obstacle and the real work is building a culture that genuinely embraces innovation.
And in the Nepalese context, this question is just so important. What's stopping our progress, our jatra? What are those cultural roadblocks that are holding our teams back from taking risks, from speaking their minds, and from truly innovating?
This slide really lays out the core challenges, doesn't it? We see these cultural blockers like chiplo gasne manche, that tendency to just deflect blame. And the solution for that is psychological safety. We see afno manche, or favoritism, which can only be beaten with real accountability. And when people are afraid to speak up, we have to create a culture that sees failure as a chance to learn. Every single blocker has a clear cultural solution.
Now, this next point is absolutely crucial. This is not about becoming less Nepalese, not at all. It's about taking the incredible warmth and harmony of our culture and blending it with proven, international best practices for innovation. It's about creating a unique fusion that really, truly works for us.
And I just love this analogy, momo and achar. The momo, well, that represents the best parts of Nepalese culture, the warmth, the harmony, the respect. And the achar, that represents the spicy, direct, results-focused culture of international best practices. They're good on their own, but when you put them together, it's magic. That right there is the recipe for an innovative culture in Nepal.
So with that cultural foundation in mind, let's switch gears and talk strategy. How do you actually build a solid framework for long-term success with AI?
It all starts with this one fundamental question. You have to ask yourself, are we trying to completely transform and disrupt our industry, or are we just trying to enable our current business to be more efficient, more effective? because your answer completely changes your approach, your investment, and your entire strategy.
Now, to help guide that strategy, here's a fantastic checklist for you. It's called the Forest Framework, and it covers the whole shebang, from your tech foundation and data readiness, all the way to making sure your AI is trustworthy and aligned with your core strategy. It's a really comprehensive way to make sure you've covered all your bases.
But of all the letters in that FOREST acronym, this slide really nails the most important one for us right now. It's the O, for operating model. For most Nepalese businesses, this is the win condition. It's not about who has the fanciest tech. It's about building a culture of innovation and learning faster than the world is changing around you. That's it. So after all of this information, you might be thinking, okay, what is the one thing I should do right now? What is the single most important action you can take to get started on this journey today? Here it is, your one action step. Go back to that tool we talked about, the virtual board of directors. I want you to create it. Then load these very slides into it as context. And then just ask it this simple question. Help me create an AI readiness strategy for my business in Nepal. Let the tool help you build the plan. It's that simple to start.
And as you get started, I want to leave you with this final, powerful thought. In the age of AI, your real competition isn't just down the street anymore. It's global. It's the bald eagle, a symbol of that aggressive international competition that's coming. The question is no longer about being the best in Nepal. It's about being ready for the world. So, is your culture ready?